goodness, Sandra has a beautiful one right here. So you brought on this gorgeous set. We've got a picture of where the inspiration came from for this particular tradition. And this is your dining room set from home. You've got this gorgeous light fixture going on that you've sort of DIY'd a little bit. You put some branches in there.
I typically do that with a chandelier, and I like to dress it over the table. But I start to think about all the people that have condos out there or smaller spaces, and they don't have room for a dining room table and an office space and everything. So I went to IKEA and found this amazing office table. And what it is it's a big square table with two rounded ends. And what I love is it's got a center cutout for electrical cords. So I was able to put the light down on the table. Can you think how many people that would work for at home? You could have beautiful table lamps for dinner. So I love that idea, being able to cover it all. And then also, of course, IKEA did these wonderful sets, these cutouts with all the LED lights, some branches in the middle which are transparent enough to talk through, but illuminate the table. And then, of course, you just need the sparkle. You always need live candles. I know we all love those little candles that are battery driven, but when you're at the table, I really believe in natural and fabulous wax candles.
Right.
Then
beautiful.
I thought it was kind of fun because I found this friend, and oh my God, I just wanted to have him for dinner. So
he's my +1 for the dinner date.
He can come. So I thought then that it would be fun to do these Faux Fur Runners, which I picked up at Winners, which I thought just really were a great idea. And it made the table a bit cozy because white can appear to be a little chilly. I layered the plates, and this was the inspiration. Because I married an Italian, our tradition went away from turkey and into ravioli and Christmas soup. So I found beautiful plates that have a small opening for the soup, which I thought was terrific. And then I, again at Winners, found the most perfect plate. And it's just the touch of one plate at Christmas that's special, and it sits beautifully there. I actually decided this setting was perfect for Leanne. She's coming because it's up at her height. It's perfect, right?
I don't even have to reach down.
That was considerate of you.
Yeah.
So
it was lots of fun. And then, you know, even here I found great, agate's such a big thing this year, and this one all trimmed in silver. And then that for the cheese board or the serving platter, again from Winners, I thought really, really beautiful. So the idea of taking and just having a hint of color with that one Stockholm chair, I took those, you know, IKEA does these every year, and God goodness knows to sit on. This just takes a very plain chair and makes it very warm and comfortable. So it was a really fun set to do. I love white at Christmas. I think it's different than the normal traditions, but I still think you need that little hint of color and a merry friend to come with us.
Now you need the big table because your entire family comes over at Christmas, which is part of the tradition, and you make fresh pasta. You make ravioli. Where did this tradition come from?
Well, this tradition really happened because when Noni, which is my mom's, my husband's mom died, all of a sudden we went, oh my goodness, like who's going to make the ravioli? So the first year we went running around and we bought store-bought pasta, and we found a way to make it. But then I had forgotten. My daughter Lauren had grown up having sleepovers at Noni's, and she knew exactly how to make homemade pasta and how to do the sauces. So she actually is the one that inspired me. And now our biggest Christmas tradition is the time that Lauren and I spend prepping Christmas dinner. And it happens in advance of Christmas because it can all be frozen and brought out day of. So we do a fabulous soup, and that's like a homemade organic chicken stock, which we fill with escarole and chopped celery. And then these silly meatballs, which I'm going to give you girls
come on over here.
Let's get at it.
Since Lauren remembers the recipe, you're going to pass it down to all of us. Come on in. We're going to make some ravioli.
You know, we had a funny thing. I called Lauren yesterday. I said, now, Lauren, I'm just doing the grocery shopping for that Christmas dinner. Tell me again what goes in this. And she said, you know, at some point we're supposed to write the recipe down. She said, or is that the Christmas tradition that every year we have to call and try to remember what goes in the dinner? So
it's all part of it.
But this is the one where we get all the help in the world, and I'll tell you why. These are veal meatballs. They're done with a lot of Parmesan cheese. They're done with some celery. Of course, what makes a good meatball? We have to have salt and pepper, lots of garlic, onions, all that good stuff. But here's the thing. We all need to make them into these little itsy bitsy tiny teeny wee. And of course, being as obsessive compulsive that I am when I was a kid, or a younger mom, I wasn't really a kid, I used to really want them all perfect. But what I quickly found out is
shocking
they all
to hear
end up
this from you, Sandra.
But then I found out they all go in the soup and you all eat them anyway and nobody really notices.
Who cares?
So can you just roll some great meatballs?
Sure. We're rolling mini balls.
And as many meatballs as you can make people eat, and the longer they sit in the soup, the more the flavor of the soup.
Yes.
So that's really what's fabulous. So it's, in most traditions, it's called Italian wedding soup.
Yeah.
We call it Italian Christmas soup because we add the meatballs and all the other good things, and it's just
Are you okay
delicious.
with that? What's happening over there?
Okay, I'm
Look at her
being a good
meatball.
Oh, good. Well,
I don't know.
She's cooking wonderful. So then we tend to make homemade pasta because, you know, we become good Italians. But here's the deal. The first year, we did do it with this. And then we learned how to make pasta because we'd made so many of the fillings that we had run out of pasta. So that's when Lauren said to me, let's just make homemade pasta.
We're gonna make the pasta.
But we just have one of these pasta machines, and if you do it this way, I mean, you know, we're all looking for quick shortcuts today, and these pasta machines, which are available everywhere, you can just, you know, they're great because what you want is to make sure that you get it down thin enough, and I just jumped
you can
two,
wrap
and I
it.
can't. I've got to only jump at one. That you can, and of course, because we're in the studio, the lights have made the pasta really, really dry.
Awesome.
So if this happens at home, not a good thing. But let's pretend.
Let's just use the part that's all
great.
together.
Okay. So what this is all about for us is we always used to, there was always one that was a chicken stuffing, and that was because we'd made so much chicken to make the chicken stock. We never really liked that one. So once Noni passed, we don't do chicken.
switched it up a
We
little.
switched it up.
That's fine.
So what we have is ricotta with a lot of chopped spinach cooked in it, a ton of Parmesan cheese, lots of garlic. Can I show you my new trick? Look at
a
this.
little garlic press?
Look at this. It just does it for you.
And the whole thing's smushed. Oh, that's awesome.
So you have in there already done.
Where's that
garlic.
from?
From President's Choice.
You don't have to chop up the whole thing.
You don't have to chop
Ooh,
up
I
the
like
whole
that.
thing,
That's
and it
great.
stores it if you don't use it all. So a lot of garlic, a lot of onion, and then you've got and
love
then
the smell of
the
garlic.
secret ingredient always a lot of nutmeg.
Okay.
Okay, and then this just goes into the pasta. Of course, typically what you would want to do is you just want to
Make
fold
it
this
really
over. But you put a tiny bit of egg wash there to hold it together. And then we're even using Noni's old ravioli cutter.
Oh, that's so good.
So that's, you know, she's with us every Christmas, and we just make these rounded shapes. Now, I haven't done that one well.
And these are the ones I made. Look at that. They're perfect.
Oh, and would I expect anything differently?
I made them earlier while no one was watching.
Now, we serve this, you know, with just a great tomato sauce. And typically, I just wanted to say, you know, when you do all these things, you know, great if you can make your own tomato sauce, but if you can't, sometimes out of a bottle, add some diced plum tomatoes, and then all of a sudden, it's yours.
Beautiful tradition.
Okay.
I love that. Let's go to break. We've got more coming up.